Good morning, student. In this video, we are going to discuss about formulation of linear programming problems. We are going to discuss about formulation of linear programming problem. In the previous video, we gave the introduction about the linear programming problem, and we said to form or to develop a linear programming problem, we have to follow 5 steps. And we gave some points to ponder how we are going to develop or how you are going to formulate the LPP. Here is a sample problem. Before going to the sample problem, let me recollect what are all the 5 steps we defined for formulation. First, we said we are going to identify the objective function, objective of the problem. And in step 2, we have to identify the decision variables involved in the problem. We are going to identify the decision variable involved in the problem. In step 3, we are going to define the alternatives. So what are all the possible alternatives? We are going to define the alternatives. In step 4, we are going to develop or we are going to form the inequalities or equalities. We are going to form the constraint. We are going to convert the constraint into inequalities or equalities based on the available resources. Based on the available resources. And in step 5, we are going to find the objective function. We are going to find the objective function. So the first and foremost idea, I have to check what is the objective, and then we are going to move further. Here we are having a sample problem. A leading manufacturer of a soap company produces 2 brands of soaps, A and B. There is a manufacturer, he is producing soap, and he is producing 2 major brands. One is soap A and another one is soap B. You know that very well, the soap is having different composition. They have defined the requirements of the composition. It is given brand A contains 20 grams of chemical and 3 grams of color. Brand B contains 22 grams of chemical and 5 grams of color. They have given some composition requirements. And next, they have given the available resources. What they have given here is the manufacturer has 20 kilograms of chemical and 9 kilograms of color. He is having only 20 kilograms of chemical and 9 kilograms of color. Using this available resources and using the conditions given or constraints required for brand A and brand B, the chemical and color, he has to produce soap A and soap B. How many quantities he has to produce? This is what we are going to identify. This depends on the profit. Now, what is the objective? If the profit on brand A is really over 0.025 and brand B is really over 0.060, formulate the linear programming problem to find the maximum profit. To find the maximum profit. So when you read the overall question, you can identify we are having different terms. One, they have given about the product. Then they have given about the composition. Then they have given about the availability. Then they have given about the profit. Then last line they have defined about the objective. So in step 1, we are going to identify, the objective function. What is our objective? What is the objective here? We have to maximize the profit. This is what they want. They have to maximize the profit. So in the last chapter, we said we are going to define this as some function. So I'm going to define the maximum profit f is equal to a function of xi, where xi are the decision variables. Xi are the decision variables involved. Now we have to identify the decision variable. How to identify the decision variable? For my comfortability, I am going to form a table so that it is easy for us to formulate the problem. So what is given here? They have given the product. We are having two products. One is soap A, one is soap B. Here they have given the composition or the requirement. What are the requirements they have given? They have given about the chemical and they have given color. They have given about the chemical and they have given about the color. So when I check soap A, it requires 20 grams of chemical and 3 grams of color. Just I am reading the table, the problem, and I am converting into a table for my comfortability. When I check for soap B, it requires 22 grams of chemical and 5 grams of color. So I am going to take all the information given into the table. Next, it is given about the availability. The manufacturer has 20 kilograms of chemical and 9 kilograms of color. So I'm going to take the availability. What is available? Because for chemical, I'm writing at the end. For color, I'm writing at the last row. What is given here? Chemical, it is available 20 kilograms. And color is available 9 kilograms. When I check in the next line, they have given about the profit. So for my comfortability, I'm going to take profit on A. Here is A, isn't it? So I'm going to take at the end on the corresponding rows. What is the profit? For A is 0.025, and for brand B, this is 0.060. Now we have taken all the values and we have converted the information into a simple table. Now we have to identify the decision variable. The decision variable depends on the profit. You can remember only one thing, the decision variable, because our objective function is to be formed with the help of decision variable. Here I am having two profit, one is soap A and one is soap B. So the corresponding decision variable, I am going to take soap A as x1 and I'm going to take soap B as x2. We are going to form the objective function. But when we check here this is given 20 kilograms, but here it is given grams. I'm going to convert all the values into one unit. So when I want to convert kilograms into grams, I have to multiply by 1000. So this is 20 multiply 1000. This is 20,000 grams. The same idea, this is 9 multiply 1000. So this is equal to 9,000 grams. Now all the units are in the same. So I'm going to define number of soap to be produced. Number of soap A to be produced. I'm going to take this as x1 and number of soap B to be produced. I'm going to consider this as x2. Always take in the same this one. So previously I have taken small letters. I'm going to use the same small letters. You can use the same idea. Now I'm going to check the objective function. We have to maximize the profit, isn't it? We have to maximize the profit. So before making the profit, I am going to write the condition or constraint. Here we are having two constraints. The constraints are related to chemical, isn't it? And color. Because chemical is given, it is available maximum of 20 grams to 20,000 grams, and color is available 9,000 grams. So what will be the formula or what will be the equation? In soap A, I need 20 and I am going to produce X1 unit of soap. So this is 20 X1 plus soap B, we are going to produce X2 quantities, number of soap to be produced is X2 quantities. And here the chemical requirement is 22 grams. So this is 22 X2. 20 X1 plus 22 X2. How much it is given? It is given 20,000 grams. This is given 20,000 grams. But we cannot write equal because it is available maximum. So for maximum, we are going to use the symbol less than or equal. We are going to use less than or equal. The same idea I am going to take for color. I am going to take for color. When I check for color, we need 3 grams of color for soap A and we need 5 grams of color for soap B. So 3x1, where x1 is the number of products to be produced by A or A, and 5x2, this is for B. And I am going to use less than or equal to, because the maximum availability is 9,000 grams. I am going to check for the objective function now. Our objective function should be maximum Z. This maximum is that depends on the profit. This maximum is that depends on the profit. So for soap A, I am going to get 0.025. So I am going to multiply with x1. So number of soaps to be produced, A to be produced, and 0.060 x2, where x2 is the number of soaps to be produced, B to be produced. So the basic idea, we have taken all the values. They have given the theoretical perspective. We have converted them into a mathematical model. So finally, we have to complete with the alternatives. What is the meaning of alternative? What are all the values available in this? All the x values should be greater than or equal to 0, because we are using the number of products, isn't it? We are going to use number of products to be produced. So the number of products cannot be negative. I cannot say I want to produce minus 10 soap. I can say I don't want to produce any soap, or I can say I want to produce 10 soap, but we cannot have the quantities in negative. So my alternative, all the xi values x1 and x2 should be greater than or equal to 0. So this is called formulation of LPP. They have given the problem and we are going to read the problem. We are going to identify the objective function. This table is only for our understanding purpose. This is only for our understanding purpose. This table is, the conversion of table is only for understanding purpose. If you want, you can write directly from the problem itself. You have converted the problem into a table and you have taken the availability and the profit values are given, then the composition, what are all the resources available are taken into the consideration. And then we are going to define the decision variable. The product A is first one and product B is the second one. And then we are going to form the constraints. This constraint depends on the available resources we said. So here we are having chemical and color. We are having two resources are available. One is chemical, one is color. So the constraints or the condition will be formed for the availability of the resources. And then finally, we are going to take the objective function. At the end, we are going to define the alternatives. When we talk about the alternative, don't forget this. This is xi greater than or equal to 0. Why? Because we are going to produce some quantities. How many quantities we are going to produce? The number of quantities should be always positive. So we are going to define the alternatives as xi greater than or equal to 0. To understand the idea, this is only one sample problem. In the next video, we will discuss another problem in the same chapter.